Hello everyone and welcome to the Indian Grand Prix on the PC for Split 2. And here's my co-commentator, Beyond.
Hello there, looking forward to it.
Okay, so as we go to the qualifying report.
Okay then, here we have Kiku going down the straight here, coming into turn 1. Just before the 100 metre board, coming into turn 1 there.
3 minutes to go.
Looking just out of after the 100 metre board, coming into turn 3. Getting the power down, using a little bit of pairs. Really do that DRS. Rest of the speed. Just after the 100 metre board. Turns it a little bit too much there, hits the cone. Compromises time a little bit. As you can see there, now corners. Very nicely done. Going around down the stick corner. Easy to spin. First time for this corners. Very nicely done. As he's second. A little bit too much of that inside curve. Car lifted a little bit too much. It looks like a very tight lap coming down now to the last corner. Again, try and get the power down as early as you can. Clean with DRS. That looks like a 124.7 set there.
Thank you, Beyond.
In 5th.
Thank you, Beyond, for the qualifying report. As we have a look at the qualifying, it's Multi 21 followed by mpracing, Zomaka, Silver Arrow, Kiku, Madfi and Sorbeto. Fairly poor qualifying though by Beyond as well, unfortunately, in 11th, and then Hamish just ahead of him in 10th. As we start the race now. 5 lights and away we go. On board with Beyond now from the start of this Indian Grand Prix. Going around the outside of Adrenaline and on the inside. Having a good line through that corner for the first one. Going, getting nudged a little bit by the Lotus of Hamish. And then he's now behind Sorbeto. Maybe he might be able to get a good run on the inside of the third corner. As we go onto Hamish's view and he gets pushed wide, unfortunately. I think that was lag, and that's just something the drivers in F1 2013 have to deal with.
Yeah, it's a very mad start there from Beyond's view. A little bit of contact there at the first corner. As we ride on board now, Kiku following behind Silver, looking to get a little bit of slipstream to keep up with the runners.
Very difficult, especially around the second sector with slipstream, because it's so easy in the dirty air just go wide, especially with cold tyres and heavy fuel. Especially that corner they've just passed onto the high speed corner now. The high speed right hander getting that pretty nice actually by Kiku. You can see on the left hand side he's got a throttle dial. So that's quite nice to look at, and I think he's also got a slightly different camera angle. You can see his head shaking a little bit, sort of a camera mod, which I think adds to the effects of the game.
Yeah, indeed. Here we go, coming down into the last corner now, see if he can get a little bit of a run in on Silver. It looks like he might not be able to this time. He's a little bit too far behind.
So quite a dramatic first lap then of the Indian Grand Prix. As we now head on to Beyond's point of view, Beyond's point of view, behind SHX going on the outside. No, he's not going to be able to get the place this time. Breaking into the third corner, taking quite a nice wide line there, avoiding any contact. And looks like Mahan. I don't know who else that was. Who went wide on the left-hand side. As I think we see SHX pushing Beyond just a tiny bit wide, but always in the track limits. Artos looking up there, going very wide.
Yeah, definitely just messed up his braking there. Just a little bit too much speed.
And actually you see quite a few drivers do that a couple of times in this race, and you see especially, and it's mainly when they've got DRS,
Tyres, what the hell?
you find that it makes it much harder for the drivers to be able to spot their braking point, especially with heavy fuel.
Yeah, I mean, going a little bit more faster than you usually would, and you know, obviously you're not going to take that much every single lap, so you're not used to the braking zone, and it just shows there Artos going off, losing that place.
Also, I think Medify also gained a place by Artos going extremely wide there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, he's coming off the track there. He's going to have dirty tyres as well. Again, worn. That isn't going to help him in for the stint.
Yeah. As you see, SHX using cockpit cam, so it's always good to see different drivers with different views, so you can see their point of view as he gets hit wide. Not sure by who. Hamish goes for a gap and hits a Red Bull on the side, which is very unfortunate for him. However, spinning around, losing yet more time in the opening stages of this race.
Yeah, seems like Adrenaline just cut him off there. Well within his right to defend, close that gap down. Looks good. Good racing there by Adrenaline. Notice the hit SHX and let him take the place back, which is good. Good racing.
But unfortunately for Hamish, he just drives straight into the side of Adrenaline, but still very good sportsmanship by both drivers there.
Yeah, indeed. Just good to see. Good to see, indeed. Right on board now, we're beyond. Chasing down zone marker. The gap 1.86.
So after a very poor qualifying, Beyond will be hoping to try and make up some places during this race. I think a top 5 is in the question for him if he can get a strategy right. And we should really be seeing drivers coming in at about lap 5 to 6, maybe even as early as lap 4.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep an eye there.
Yeah. Some of these drivers running extreme setups for this.
As
Surprised.
SHX goes around the last corner, getting a half-decent exit, and I think he also got DRS. I'm sure I heard a beep in his cockpit, what means he does have DRS. However, nowhere near Adrenaline to be able to possibly have the overtake to turn 3. Especially in practice, I found it was very difficult this corner, and I don't know if it was just his view, but it did look it looked like he locked up just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Very difficult to lock up here, especially with the rears there.
I mean, I know I was, oh, there we go,
Trying
talking about
example
locking up.
there. Tyres starting to go off there for everyone. Did see that SHX had a pit warning. Looks like he may be stopping this lap.
So I think there's 2 drivers in this race who are going to be going for a 2-stop. Otherwise it's a 3-stop, which is most likely to be the best strategy. But if you can make a 2-stop work, I think that's also quite a good advantage. As we see Hamish going on the inside of DUC, again cutting back corner, perhaps like going over the track limits. And is he going to try him on this high-speed right-hander? And yes, he is. He's almost definitely got the move done, going really slow on the exit, not able to pass DUC. You can see him just using Kerrs on the exit.
Very close there indeed. He just couldn't hold the inside line there. But yeah, he's going to have another go at him on the inside here.
Inside of the penultimate corner, and I think Hamish has got the move done. So is he going to dive into pits? No, he isn't. He's oh, as we cut to Beyond, who is in the pits on lap 5, beginning of lap 5, end of lap 4. 3.1 pit stop by the Torosso guys. Not too bad at all.
Not too bad. Very good release there. Coming down, he's going to probably come out just in front of Adrenaline in 11th there, so 10th, back down to 10th for Beyond.
Looks like Kiku and mpracing are having a battle now. This is for the lead, however I don't think it is for the net lead. However, MP and Kiku both started relatively high up the grid. MP at least did, he came second, so that's a really good qualifying for him.
Another really good strong qualifying.
As he is able to overtake Kiku for the pit stop stage, which may or may not give him the advantage. Depends if they come in on the same lap, because of course that means they could even get held up by each other, which they don't want.
Yeah. Ideally, they need one of them they both want to pit this lap. This seems like their tyres, especially Kiku's coming off there. He needs to get in to change them. Otherwise, he could be falling back a little bit more than he wants to be.
I mean, one of the issues with, as we see, Kiku coming into the pit. So, who's going to get better pit stop now? The Mercedes or the Sauber guys? And yeah,
MP Racing just sold it.
Yeah, he's held in the lead as SHX is not going to be coming into the pit, so maybe trying a 2-stop potentially, because going on to lap 6 is quite, you know, it's quite tough, and especially on these tracks where you've got you know, tyre wear being so bad, especially at the beginning of the race. It's very difficult to, oh dear, as we see Hamish going right wide there, and Beyond passing him for 8th place with his fresh tyres. But like I was saying, it's very likely that you're going to get holed up by another driver who are in the pit.
Yep. Yeah, Hamish just seems there, the back end, just kick out on him, then probably do down to tyre wear, and just lost in that position. As Beyond now chases down Kiku, 1.9 in front.
1.4 behind Hamish. It's almost definite that Hamish isn't going to be gaining any time on Beyond, being on tyres which are 6 laps older. However, he is on the options. Not that matters at this stage of the race, because they're so worn. He may as well have primes on anyway. But with tyres being so much older, means that he's not going to be catching up, but can Beyond catch up with Kiku? It's now 1.5, so he's taken out 4/10 in that middle sector, which is really very good. As we see a Force India going in, I think that is Mahan.
Yeah, I think it is the reserve driver there going in.
Yeah.
As Silvero sets the fastest lap of the race,
Not bad.
127.2.
Gap getting closer.
As he chases down Multi-21, I think, for the lead, and
What do you see?
you've got Hamish coming into the pits.
Lap 7.
That would be telling.
3.1.
This says, oh, sorry, Beyond.
That's fine.
It's saying on the right hand side, but he's meant to be coming in on lap 8. So that to me suggests that he planned a 2-stop now, lap 20. So that is definitely a 2-stop. If he can go to lap 19, lap 20, the prime should be able to last that long. As oh dear, it looks like Kiku, Beyond, and MP Racing are all in an incident there. I don't know what happened there.
It seems like Zomaga pushed a little bit too much there with MP Racing, and MP Racing just lost the back end there. And cut in front of Kiku, just nowhere else to go on the track.
Yeah, and that has allowed Beyond to go back through. I don't think Kiku is letting Sorberto past, the new driver, new AOR driver. So he's in the Lotus team, teamed up with Hamish, so we'll see if they can get some good points at the end of the race. So 6th isn't bad for his first race, see if he can improve on that position.
Yeah, it just seems like Kiku's a little bit struggling here a little bit after that little incident there with MP Racing. It just seems to be struggling down a little bit too easy past for my liking there. A little bit easy. Could have defended a little bit more, but
yeah,
it seems he might be struggling.
Especially as Hamish and DUC demonstrated, it's easy to be able to sort of get the move done halfway through that right-hand corner, the high-speed right-hand corner.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to, you know, pull it off because of the high-speed exit. Also, because there is a slight turn on the exit of the corner, it turns left. It means if you're on the outside, you're going to have the advantage anyway for the next corner as well.
Yeah.
As the exit of a high-speed right-hander. As we're on now with Beyond, he's now 1.1 behind Zomac. It was 1.5 when we last looked, so he's taken out another 4/10 of a second. And I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Beyond getting DRS fairly soon on Zomac if he carries on this pace.
Yeah, it seems like Zomac might be a little bit struggling. Taiwei might be on him. But Silverado there behind as well, showing a little bit of good pace there. It's only 2.9 behind Beyond. He could catch up, and it could be really interesting at this middle stint.
Yeah, the battle for 4th, so really what you'd call the first of the people outside of the podium. So 4th is still a very good position to get. especially in the AOR league, everyone being so quick. As we see Hamish taking a move on Artos for 13th place. That's not for any points, but anything will help, as he's just using a bit of curse on exit, I think, yep. And he is behind Mahan now into this first corner. Is he going to be able to take any sort of better line through this first corner? He has taken a better line, actually, and especially through this first section. Does he lock up? No, he doesn't. I don't think. No. On the inside of that corner, catching up loads, and he's going to be having DRS, and as he passed him before the DRSO, that is a prime time to overtake, and he has
that's very good.
passed him before the DRS zone. And I think, especially on track, street circuits especially, if you can pass someone before the DRS zone, I know this, oh dear, and it looks like Mahan's just gone wide as well there.
Yeah, messed up his braking zone there, trying to get a little bit more, reduce that gap again, try and have another push down the other straight, but he's just got the braking zone wrong there and just gone off.
1.2 from Beyond and Zomac. However, that was an absolutely awesome last half, or sort of beginning of the third sector, really. Sort of end of second, beginning of third, and he must have closed down even more, and he has by 2 tenths. I don't think he's got DRS, and no, he hasn't. It does show on his OSD that he hasn't. And getting a decent exit, really, going up into Ridge. So he's thinking about tactics now. If he's able to get DRS back end, stepping out just a little bit there to Zomac.
Zomac there taking a defensive line, it seems. He does get DRS coming down with Rich Mix.
Must have been very marginal.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like Hamish has set a 27.1, so a tiny bit, I think it's about a tenth faster than Kiku, as we go on to Kiku. And no, it's not even a tenth faster, it's about 300ths faster.
You go down now. Kiku looking to move on, Sabirdo.
Getting a good line through there, actually. Actually, no, I say a good line. I don't think it was a very good line, going very wide. And a good line through there. You can keep it flat through there if you take a bit more of the corner going right. So if you can, get your maybe front 2 tyres just over the curb a tiny bit, you can go flat out through there.
Yeah, it's just shown that Kiku just lost too much time there in that second sector just because of that poor entry into that first series of corners there, and it just shows Sabirdo will be able to pull away. Now he's under pressure from Johnny behind him. Be interesting to see if he can hold him off.
Who I
don't know.
think is on a 2-stop strategy, Johnny. He seems to be quite good with his, as far as tyre wear is concerned, he seems to be quite good at saving his tyres and actually making the strategy work.
Yeah.
On lap 10 now behind Mad Fight, and another fastest lap of purple, of 26.9, so first driver into the 26s.
Yeah, a very good lap time there, set with Agent Prime tyres as well.
Yep.
Something's seriously wrong with my throttle pedal.
Second corner, cutting just a tiny bit actually, and he must get a really good run on Mad 5 there, and he is going to get a run again. Oh my gosh, wow, before the DRS straight.
Another relatively easy overtake there for Manify. It seems like a caught on the curbs on the inside there, on the outside rather, and it just catches the car. You can't really get power down as much as you want. Allowed Hamish to get a really good run at him before the DRS opened and got the job done.
On board with Beyond without behind Zomac, and now within 7 tenths, so he's very likely to get DRS, and yes, he has definitely got DRS there. Going into Rich as well, hoping that he can close in just a tiny bit as he goes very wide. Oh, I thought he went so wide. He either meant to go into the pits, or he was deciding, and at the last minute decided to go into pits. As we see him on lap 12 going into the pit.
I think he's looking for an undercut here on Zomac. I think he was deciding whether he should go for another lap, try and chase him down, and then go into the pits, or try the undercut. We'll have to see if it works out, if he gets a good lap in for this next to make it work.
Yeah, and just looking at the mini-map, I think it's possible for Zomac. I didn't actually see when Beyond was behind him, but it could be possible that Zomac has got traffic either ahead or ahead or behind him. So maybe he's battling with them as we look at SHX. 29.2 so far. Actually, that's a bit out the timing sheets. So it looks like, it's quite a long way out actually. On lap 10 with SHX.
Very nicely done there. Ooh, might be a little bit too close to hit Lacko, but it doesn't look like he actually hit it. Just the small margins here, showing just how close you can go. He looks to chase down Adrenaline.
If you can,
in front.
sorry about that, Beyond, but if you can, the closer you go, especially on the hairpins, the closer you go to the sort of the bollards and stuff, the much better it is, as he's taking quite a slow and interesting line really through that right-hander. I mean, normally I'd go wide and then turn in, but he seems to be taking much sort of conservative, not necessarily slower, but just a very different line going on the inside.
I think it's more of a tyre saving strategy here. It does look like his tyres are a little bit looking worse for wear here, and he may be trying to get a little bit more time out of them, a little more laps. Although he's losing the time to Adrenaline, so he's going to have to make a decision if he's going to lose too much time to Adrenaline, or if he needs to pit. Yeah, I see that.
See confirmation of the fastest laps as Kiku gets a lot of oversteer, and Silver Arrow, as you can see from his mirrors, is going to have a go on the inside. Teammate versus teammate. I'm fairly sure, almost 100% sure, that he basically let Silver Arrow through, either talking through the strategy on the radio or something. But you know, at the end of the day, constructors' points is very important, as well as drivers.
Yeah, I mean, Silver Arrow is competing here for the championship, and Kiku's not in any position to be holding him up, and you can see by the tyres anyway. You can tell, not even looking at the information there on the right hand side, that his tyres are looking worse for wear. We can see that now.
I just want to cut in quickly Beyond, because you can see that Silver Arrow, as soon as he passed Kiku, he just shot off, and he is right behind the other drivers. So Silver Arrow must have some seriously good pace, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him setting another fastest lap fairly soon, possibly mid 29s, no, mid 26s even.
Seems like MP Racing just got out in front of Kiku there, although on fresher tyres, so we'll be able to have a run at him.
Yep, and uses half gears coming off the chicane, the hairpin, just over half actually, which is quite a good strategy. Some drivers will use full, some drivers just use it wherever, but because, I mean, I'm not 100% sure where you can and can't gain time, but I normally randomise my curves, so if each lap I use it in a different place, I use it on a different straight. Other drivers will also have different tactics on where to use their curves.
Yeah.
Taking a lot of curb on the inside there, pushing him ever so slightly wide, and a fairly nice corner actually, very nice, getting lots of curve on the inside, really maximising speed. Again, you obviously you saw in qualifying, and I think we've seen a couple of times, Kiku just struggle with that second sector. He just goes a little bit wide, going onto the left-hander, onto the final sector.
Yeah, he definitely takes a little bit too much, for my liking, takes a little bit too much curb. The car lifts, and he doesn't quite have the turning that he would like, and that's making the car go wide. The car will struggle to get a little bit more power down than usually would if you didn't go so wide there.
And approaching halfway, or we are at halfway now, as we see from Kiku's view. You can see he's on lap 15 and 30, what means all the drivers are coming up to lap 15 as we are now on board with Beyond. Actually, he must have passed Zomaka through the pit stop phase. It's good to see him getting another position into fourth. So Toro Rosso are also in the battle for the drivers and constructors. Multi 21 currently leading the championship as it stands. So if Zomac gets a result like this, it will just gift Multi the championship, not necessarily the championship win, but you know, it'll extend his gap to by an extra 10 points if that's providing Multi wins the race.
Yeah, with another 3 races to go, you know, the championship's hotting up. Zomac needs to, you know, keep the pressure on. But it seems like Beyond's doing his teammate a favour here, holding him up, and we'll have to see what Zomac does. It'd be interesting to see if Beyond overtook or actually able to get a decent lap in for that undertake that he wanted to do with that early pit stop.
It will be, yeah. Like I said as well, like it might have been the case that Zomac was in traffic, so we couldn't push at his hardest to stay ahead. But it doesn't matter if he was or wasn't; he's still ahead. He's behind Beyond, possibly having a go under DRS. I'm not sure if it looked like Zomac might have tapped Beyond just a tiny bit. He's going exit of the main straight now. Braking very early, and that's actually allowed MP Racing through, and it looks like, oh wow, it looks like MP Racing hit the bollard just and that's also allowed Kiku through, and MP Racing behind Hamish losing valuable time and positions. I think MP Racing, he said to me that, you know, he knew that it was 100% his fault, so he was, you know, conservative about, you know, not taking the position straight away. But very unfortunate, as if he doesn't take it straight away, he takes it just after the incident on the inside of the right-hand corner. You can see Hamish's tyres absolutely destroyed as we got to Kiku's view.
Definitely struggling there, Hamish, and very hard for him to hold on to those positions with those tyres. I see that Kiku is just running with -1 lap of fuel, so he's going to have to do some fuel saving at some point in the race, as he seems to be pushing to the limit with his fuel.
That's
still behind Johnny there. Johnny's been able to get out his different tyre strategy, obviously trying to go for a 2-stop, and he's got in front of Kiku, and with fresh rubber as well, gonna make it count.
Touch of oversteer there, and yeah, like Beyond said, he is on -1 lap of fuel, which is actually quite an Alex Gillen thing to do, really. He sort of doesn't mind what fuel he uses during the race, but he knows at one point he's going to be able to try and make back that 1 lap of fuel and get the most out of it, because of course he knows he's not going to be running out of fuel on lap 17. As he goes on the outside of Johnny.
Oh, that's a great move
that's
indeed.
A brilliant move. And now Johnny is in the dirty air for, well, really the second and third sector. You do not want to be in the dirty air of any car. It's so easy to go wide, and looking in his mirrors, actually, Johnny's done a good job of holding on to him. And yeah, you can see now Kiku just pulling away just a tiny bit. It says 2 temps, but I think it's a little bit more, going to standard now.
Coming in, trying to get that power down early. Johnny's kept with him through those sectors. Very good couple of corners from Johnny there to keep up with him. But he's still behind him. I think he's got DRS open as well, so he's going to have a run at him at this straight. I would have assumed so. Have to see what the power down is like on both of these guys as they come into this corner.
Giving me full acceleration.
Oh, you can see Zomac passed Beyond, and Beyond is returning the the favour now. As also you saw Artos leaving, retiring, and unfortunately that was due to his wheel. Faulty pedals. He was only getting about 60% power, so he wasn't able to set the lap times he needed to be even, you know, close to the points he was at in 14th at the time, I think.
Yeah, it's very unlucky.
I just realised I'm third.
Beyond again, I moved in
Yeah, just in 12
with our DRS zone.
into third, which would be a brilliant result, especially from starting 11th. Lost connection from Bartoset, and trying what Hamish tried earlier on around the outside of the last corner. He's going to have the undercut though, and sort of a very good run. Now I don't know if you want to actually be overtaken overtake coming on to this corner.
Oh,
I suspect.
here we go. It looks like they're going to be side by side here.
Yeah.
Ah, very good racing there from both. Allowing room.
Did it hit you?
Just cutting to Hamish,
No, you're
really
on,
in the middle of
better
nowhere.
tires. Okay.
Seems
Oh
like-
wow!
Yeah.
Going into the pits.
It looks like Hamish doing a really long stint on those tyres because
No, it's going to be nipping.
they must be very, very warm. If they're the same set that tyre we went on with, as he seems to be checking the tyres.
So
Tyre.
if you're not
tyre.
updated on the pits and stuff, you can see that was Hamish's second stop and most likely last stop, unless he's struggling. He may even decide to third stop just onto options. As we're on beyond now, still in third place. Actually, Zomac has lost a little bit of time there, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems like maybe breaking into again, like the top drivers can mess up their braking zones. He would have had DRS with Kurz. He may have just lost his braking zone, maybe, and a little bit of wheel spin coming out of that corner. May have compromised, although it looks like he might have caught it up a little bit. No, Leon's going into the pits.
Ooh, I was going to say, I think I might have seen a bit of understeer and oversteer. Lap 19, going for another set of primes, which is most likely, it's unlikely that he is. Yeah, there you go, you can see him confirming primes. So can we, Torosso guys, get another good stop? Yeah, 3.1, fairly standard for online.
Yeah, definitely his last pit stop here. You want to clear this these markers in front of him if he wants to get back in front of Zomaker, otherwise Zomaker might have the advantage. Looks like Beyond's going for another undercut, so it looks like the first one did work for him. Because he's using full Kurz, I think. Yeah, using full Kurz.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very exciting, especially Zomaker knowing that he's got such a good chance of winning the championship. Really, he knows that he's going to have to try everything he can to win it. I don't think he's many points behind Multi. I think they're fairly even actually. I think it might be 7 points, 5 or 7 points or something around that margin. So as far as first and second is concerned, which is Zomaker at the moment. I think SHX in 13th for 13. So see if he can get up to 12th, maybe even the points if he pushes it. Actually, yeah, possibly. You can see Mahan, and I think it's Adrenaline ahead of Mahan.
Yeah, Mahan's definitely struggling here with the sectors. I think he's on worn tyres.
Going extremely wide there, Mahan.
SHX trying to take the inside line there, but it's just so difficult. The incline of the road there.
Oh, going wide again. That suggests to me that Mahan's on the end of his tyres, and SHX has got virtually fresh tyres, so I suspect he's going to go into the pits. Yes, he does.
Yeah, no contest there really. Man just trying to hold him up a little bit.
Also, another bonus is he got DRS. You can see his DRS button flashing. So
yeah, he will have DRS. Looks like he used it as well. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer there. Interesting to see people's braking zones into this first corner. A lot of people brake just after the 100 meter board or dead on the 100 meter board. Interesting to see different people's choices there for that corner.
Because it is a very sort of it's a corner where you can gain so much time, especially if you get a good exit. I reckon you can probably gain. You've seen Hamish a couple of times. He's been able to pass people into the DRS zone before he's got to the DRS zone and then overtake them in DRS. You know, a potential half a second to be gained just at that sort of corner, really.
Yeah, just seeing there with Multi setting the fastest lap of the race there with the 125.6.
I just like trolling.
Which is a very nice lap time indeed.
I know, and I love you for it.
As Beyond now chases Johnny.
Again,
Again in front of Zomaker there.
much love. Not for me.
Zomaker must have lost loads of time there. You can, yeah, it was what, 2-3 seconds now
Yeah.
from 5th and 6th, which is actually that's a net position of 3rd, so it's 3rd and 4th really. And
beyond there again, looks like he's going to get us done.
yeah, slowed down nicely there.
Nice clean overtake there. It seems though Johnny's with a 2-stop. I'm pretty sure his tyres are going to be screaming to get changed. So it didn't look as if Johnny wanted to fight for that. He knew he wouldn't have held on. So good thing there from Johnny not to waste any more tyre life.
Yeah. So Alberto in 3rd, which is an extraordinarily good result for him. Now I would be surprised if he hasn't pitted really. So maybe he is going to end up finishing the race in 3rd because of just 8 laps to go. Unless he started off on the prime tyres, he could have gone prime option. That could also be a possible option. Or prime option. I'm not sure. Kiku now. Last sector now. Ooh, bit of a lock up coming into the penultimate corner.
Yeah, I just seen Kiku there really pushing it on this lap there. As you can see, he's trying to fuel save. He's still got that -1. He's he seems to be fuel saving quite a lot. Well, I say that and he switches to max 3.
Yeah. Fuel saving until you turn to mix 3, which is of course the fastest the car runs. How that was his outlap, so he's just gone on to prime tyres. I'm just thinking, would it have been possible if it was you, Beyond? Do you think it would have been possible if you pitted on lap 22? Would you be able to go onto the option tyres and potentially make them last?
I think you could probably make them. I mean, I don't. Kiku's going to have a really good run if he's going to try and. Although, I mean, take a lot out of Zomaker, but eventually, soon he's going to have to start fuel saving. He's still going. Oh, he's a guess of 1 on there for a ridiculous corner cut. Thanks to this game, but I think the better option would have been for him to go on the option tyre with pitting on lap 22 there. So
yeah,
very easy. You could have done an option stint in this last to try and catch that. I mean, 16 seconds is a big time there. He's taking time out of Zomaker though. Zomaker seems to be struggling.
So that could be first signs of Zomaker losing life in his tyres. We see Kiku going very wide as we cut to SHX now, coming into the last sector, or in the last sector, coming up to the start-finish line. A 28.2 though isn't a particularly quick lap, especially as we've seen drivers get into the 26s, mainly 27s.
Yeah, it just seems to be quite a lot of people struggling with the pace. You know, a lot of people put in practice the time. SHX has been having some computer problems, not having the time to put the practice in. It just shows that, you know, without the practice, you're not going to get the results that you really want.
Yeah.
I'm sure SHX would much prefer to be battling in the first 3 positions. Unfortunately, he's back down in 11th.
Yeah.
Very to get to the points here.
And it looks like Hamish is, well, there's not even any point seeing how far ahead of he is, because it's 16.8 seconds, which is virtually an impossibility to catch up in 6 laps. So he's going to have to hope for, well, luck. If Hamish pits again, he may have a run on him for 10th place. So 1 point is better than no points. There's no point doing 30 laps to really not even get any reward from it. So fairly disappointing from SHX, and like Beyond says, he has been having computer issues, so you know it's not his fault.
Yeah.
We'll have to take heed there from Mandify. He's full 10s behind him at the moment. He's gonna have to.
Going for fastest lap again, Johnny.
Could be last if he ends up not being careful with his defensive maneuvers right here in this next straight. Mandify will have DRS.
He's now I'm not sure when Mandify pitted, but SHX pitted on lap 22, I think. No, 21. So I suspect his tyres are just a tiny bit better. As look at the. Actually, Kiku is only 2.5 seconds, I think it is, to Johnny. So that's a potential. You know, that's 2.6. So that's a potential extra position into the top 6. He fights hard, maybe even top 5.
And unfortunate race there, MP Racing there looks to be down in 8th. This has been falling off the pace in the race. Got qualifying pace, but seems the race is letting him down. Not sure if it's strategy or just not having the pace.
I'm just thinking that it might have been the case that MP Racing set quite a few qualifying laps on those tyres. Maybe he did 3 laps, because normally it's not the first lap, your first flying lap, or necessarily the second flying lap you do on your tyres, but a lot of the time it's either the second or the third flying lap where you get your best time, so maybe that showed in his poor race pace.
Yeah. Beyond here, it looks like a good advantage in front of Zomac. Tilrao 9.7 seconds in front. Probably not going to be able to compete with him, so
yeah,
you'll more than likely just breeze this in now. Just keep sure he's in front of Zomac.
I mean, if Silver's tyres go off dramatically, they'd have to literally hit the cliff now for him to even really have a chance. 3 seconds a lap, including a pass, is unlikely.
Yeah, going to be looking very unlikely. Although he's setting really good pace for aging tyres there.
Yeah,
126.8.
It's not bad.
The 26s is
oh no!
consistent.
Oh
dear.
It just seems like Zomac has just lost connection
really shit.
to the race. This is going to have huge implications for the championship and the constructors. Ferrari still going for the constructors title. Very unlucky there for Zomac.
Yeah. I can now tell you in hindsight that Adrenaline has a 10-second penalty and it doesn't get removed. I'm not sure what it was for. You might be able to tell us beyond, but you may not be able to.
I couldn't. It's still under revision at the moment, so I couldn't really tell.
Okay.
But unfortunate for Zomac, but it gives Saberto, who was down in 4th position. It'd be interesting to see if he can hold this off, because that's a superb result for his first ever drive for AOR. Be licking his lips with this result if he can continue this. Not sure if I think it'd be Johnny down in 5th if he's close enough to him. Actually seems like Saberto's catching Beyond here. Beyond seems to be a little bit struggling with his tyres at the last few laps. He's going to have to be careful, as you can see, it dips into the mid-27 range.
And it was only a couple of laps before where we were saying actually he's got really good pace, setting 26.7s I think. So a drop of pace from Beyond. So see what Sorberto is able to get. As let's have a look at Kiku's laps. Oh, getting a bit of oversteer. He's got the fuel finally back up to optimal. Actually, 28.4 isn't particularly quick either. Of course, going off tyres, so that explains that pace. Just thinking, drivers like Hamish, their tyres must be really worn now. Pitting on lap 19, already hitting the cliff now for if you pitted that early. And it's like MP Racing could potentially challenge Kiku for the race win. Or race win, 6th position of the race.
Yeah, he's gonna have a good go. He's gonna be able to get a slipstream. Not gonna be able to get a move done here, but gaining the ground. You know, both of these races, tyres are gonna come off. It'll be interesting to see if who has the mental strength to keep it going.
Yeah, especially
the last few seconds of this.
The hardest thing to face, like Beyond was saying mentally, is when you see a driver pulling away, or if you've span out, it's so hard to get sort of rhythm back, especially in this track, because you always take the next lap a lot more cautiously because of really big inside curbs, especially the last corner is quite bad for that, as MP Racing is going to have a shot now. If I was MP Racing, I wouldn't overtake him now. I'll play it tactically. As you can see, 0.3 seconds behind, and these drivers have been battling all race as MP goes on the inside in the Sauber.
Interesting strategy.
He's still side by side with him, I think, trying to go into this corner. Oh no, he just pulls back.
And he is going to get DRS. Yes, he is. Just about to see his nose on the... Oh dear, we didn't actually see that, unfortunately. It's cut to beyond. So it will be interesting to see if MP does pass beyond.
Oh, just seeing this a bit. 5 seconds behind now. Beyond's losing a shed load of time. Thanks to these, the tyre wear.
Said he was recording, I think.
He's losing. Yeah, as you can see there, his tyre wear right hand side there showing serious degradation there.
Yeah.
Gap down to 4 seconds. It's going to be very close.
It is
Beyond
going
losing
to
this
be.
time.
I mean, the great thing about having DRS, like in India, it's not as much of an advantage as perhaps Canada, but having DRS, and especially if you've got maybe a little bit of curves as well, that last corner, it's potential that, you know, it's possible to catch up 2-3 tenths.
You got it.
So those 4 seconds behind me and my tyres are absolutely fucked.
There you go. Beyond just saying that his tyres are completely dead, so that's not going to fare well.
No.
And we're interestingly the gap then. A last lap though, 4 seconds is unlikely, possible but unlikely. You could be seeing it, you know, within I don't know, maybe a second, 1 to 2 seconds. What's the gap now? It is 3.5. That's not enough. There's still loads of time though. Being able to catch up virtually a second really is a lot of time to catch in one sector, which is a straight line basically.
Yeah. Yeah, Beyond's definitely feeling the pressure though. He's popped that down into lean. He doesn't want to. He's trying to do everything he can to possibly save the tyres a little bit more.
Oh, please, one more lap.
And Multi winning the Indian Grand Prix. Oh dear.
Never, to be fair, you were
Lock up
catching
by
me up there.
Hamish.
Double
Be
lock up there.
interesting when we. Oh, here we go. Just watch Beyond's now finishing the race.
I figured.
That's a brilliant result for Toro Rosso and Beyond.
Yes!
Oh dear, wow. That's an interesting line there from
Congrats.
Hamish.
Congrats.
SHX behind him in 10th. The gap, oh wow, it's not worth measuring because Hamish has got 9.
It was really, really, really
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
it seems like
Looks
Malifau's
like-
just overtaking the SHX there. It'll be interesting to see if we can see it from his
to
view.
see what that incident was.
So
as well.
we're going to, I
Adrenaline and
think,
Merrin
we're going to be
penalties.
cutting to SHX very shortly,
Oh,
and all going very wide, just
I'm
showing
glad this
his
one is
tyres
over.
are
Me
completely
too.
dead, locking up all over the place.
Oh,
no, that's so
SHX just went
unfortunate.
so wide.
SHX, he really wants this, and I don't know, with one sector, it is unlikely.
Interesting to see if that was just tyre wear or just he just lost it there. I'm not sure, but he very, very wide into that out of the track there. And it was just an easy move for Malifau to take, and it looks like Malifau is going to steal 10th from SHX.
Yeah, Mahan, sort of, well, really not a brilliant performance. 12th, it could have been worse. As we check the race results here, Multi winning from Silver Arrow, Beyond, Sorberto, Johnny, MP Racing, Kiku, Adrenaline, Hamish, Madify, SHX and Mahan. However, you can see Adrenaline has a 10-second penalty, which means Hamish only finished 1 second for 8th place, which is unfortunate, but that's how it goes. As now we head over to the Drivers and Constructors Championship standings, and currently it's Multi in the lead by 26 points to Silver Arrow. So Silver Arrow's jumped Zomaka for second now, and Zomaka is on 187 points, 34 behind Silver Arrow. Really, anyone from fourth, which is Beyond, to 16th, which is Artos, they're not going to be battling for any sort of position higher than third. So the top 3 is already sorted, but in what order? So it will be interesting to see that. So if Multi gets a disconnection and Silver Arrow wins, well, I don't know, it's going to go down to the last race, just 26 points remaining, and 1 point nowadays in Formula 1 is, well, unless someone comes 11th and you come 10th, that's it's unlikely that, you know, you're going to be able to pull away by more than 1 point in a race, if that is a scenario, as Beyond is going to take us through the constructors standings.
Not much unchanged at the moment. Toros is still leading. Great points overall there with a win from Multi21 and a 3rd position from Beyond with 310 points. Second Mercedes, Silver Arrow and Kicker both getting points, 291. Just that 19 gap, so it's still all to play for with the constructors as well. Ferrari though, I think it may be just the top 2 competing with Ferrari with 250. It's going to be a lot to ask for the Ferrari guys to get back up to the top. Followed by Red Bull with 123, Sauber 111, Williams 64, Lotus there with some good points with Saberto and Hamish getting some points. Vodafone though, Vodafone McLaren sitting down in 12th, and that is the constructors table.
Well guys, thanks for tuning in to our first ever AOR sort of highlights video, but other than the Xbox. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time for Abu Dhabi.